I'll tell you about the time the storm when I was in school.
Yeah, because no.
Years ago, we went to school one day. I was in secondary school. And we went into school one day and we were all in the classroom. And it was a normal day going into school. But no way the wind can just turn and next minute, listen for a second, listen. It got really windy like that. And we were in the classroom just doing our work and we noticed it was getting windy outside. You could hear things blowing around. And next minute it was like a massive crash. It was a huge tree. It fell down and fell on top of the classroom. We all jumped and the girls nearby, everyone started to scream, glass everywhere. Teacher said, everyone over to one side of the room. So we all went over to one side of the room. And the tree was shaking the building still. And the other teachers came in because it broke their classrooms as well. There were prefabs, or I think they were room 7, 8 and 9 I think it was. And we ran out onto the steps and all the teachers gathered out and the wind and the bins were blowing everywhere and the trees, the wind was howling. And hard to hold on to something. Yeah, it was massive. And the teacher said, right, quick, get down to the new buildings. These were the prefabs we were in, so the new building will be stronger. So we ran everyone down to the new building, but lads, when you're walking in the wind would be blowing you, literally be blowing you back. Yeah. So we all got in the door and there's a big space. And everyone got in and teachers start getting onto rolls and start going, right, one class over there, one class there, one class there, one class there, one class there. Now double check we have everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, you want somebody else.
Yeah. So the wind started blow and blow and blow and blow and blow and blow. And everyone was delighted, but electricity and all went. I said, oh Jesus, this is serious. And the wind got worse and worse outside. You could hear the trees and all cracking outside, the branches cracking off them. So the teacher stood up, said, oh, there was no principal, they didn't really like him. And he stood all of us up in our class. And he went through the roll and he said, yes. All here, all. And we said, no sir, Jason Doyle is missing. I said, no, he's not in the books. And I said, well, he is. He was in here today. He said, he's not marked on the roll book, is he? And we said, he came in late, sir, and before the roll was taken. Oh, he wasn't in. We said, he was. Well, where is he? And we said, well, he's not here. He's outside somewhere, isn't he? And Jason used to always sneak outside. He used to always go to play basketball. So your man was out bollocks. The principal was. And I told one of the other teachers and said, I don't know. I said, I didn't see him. I said, I'm telling you he was in. So me and another fella called Conor Neary, he was in my class. So this was the art room. So
but he just called Conor.
Yeah. So the windows you used to push the windows out, like one of our windows in the hall, used to push them out, open the bottom and push it out. And we were able to cock our leg up and climb out the window. And we said, I know where the fuck that lad is. He's over playing basketball, that's where he is. And we said, we're ready for it. And so we jumped out. And lads, there were tiles and bits of things flying around. But we knew he man was in trouble because he would have come in otherwise. He was that cute. So that we run over to the basketball court, and the basketball court was big trees around it. And one of the trees had fell down and landed on the basketball ring thing and knocked that over and landed on him. And he pinned his leg to the ground. He was fell right on top of him. He was crashing like that. And he couldn't move near his belly. And I said, you alright? He said, yeah. I said, my leg's broken though. I said, oh Jesus. So he said, what are we going to do? And the wind was, I said, oh fuck, get this tree off me. He said, quick will you? So we lifted him, we pulled him, we dragged. And we were able to pull your man's leg and his body out. And we grabbed onto him and two of us had to carry him, like we carry a chair. We ran back and there was just stuff flying everywhere. And we said to him, man, just you're some pain to hold on for all this and giving out to him. And we got to the window and we banged in the window. Quick. And then the principal came out and looked. And he went like, what are you doing outside there? And he
just let you in.
He went to the door. We said, into the door, quick. So went to the door and your man went, get in. And I said, he said, I told you not to start out going. And I said, Jason Doyle was missing, sorry, he was outside, broken leg. He wasn't. I said, look, he fucking was, he said. don't you back onto me, you little... I said, he was, look. I said, look, there he is. Next to the other teacher came along, Mr. Hughes came along. I said, what's going on? And he said, look, told you, man wouldn't believe us, he was in. He was in. I said, what? And you remember what he was giving out? Jason said, listen, I was stuck under the tree, and if it is so, I would have been killed. So, stop your yapping and get my leg fixed up. Phone the doctor, quick. So the maths teacher said to the principal, said, you should listen to them boys. Them boys were right. So there was a doctor lived up the road, and he was able to come real quick through it and fix him up. Fix up the leg, but it wasn't too bad. It was just more scratches and stuff like that, and bruises. Yeah, a little bit of blood. And but we could do nothing, lads. The thing is, we couldn't get home. The whole trees were down. He would have died only first. The trees were down, all over, and a few hours had passed. We said, we'll go home now soon. But no way, lads. The storm was like, listen outside. Windy, worse than that now, real bad. And we said, oh jeez. Do you remember the time the storm broke our panels, Nellie? We slept in the kitchen. Can you remember that, Nellie?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago I was working in Limerick, and I came home, a big storm came as well. And when I came in, Mammy was in bits. The goat shed lifted up and broke and smashed in bits. And the roof was leaking. You know where the windows is? No, over the kitchen.
Was it?
Yeah, it was leaking. Big pile of water coming in. And the roof...
Was Mammy dead?
No.
Then why would she not be alive now?
Yeah. But what happened was the yoke came and blew and broke up everything. And
so not Mammy?
Not Mammy, yeah. But Paddy was here. Paddy was at Nellie. Nellie was only Babby. You were only Babby too, Eppie.
Was I?
No, you were still Mammy's belly.
Oh.
And what we
but
did,
I was a baby anyway.
So Nellie was only Babby. So what we had to do was we had to go down to the...
What age was Nellie?
About 4, I'd say.
What age was I?
Yeah.
What age was they? And they brought jellies.
Yeah, so we had to go down and sleep in the sitting room that night. And we slept up. I was worried all night. And all the oaks, the tiles were blown off the roof. All that, there was some damage. Bits of the sheds were broken up. It was absolutely...
But what happened this night?
No. But anyway, that's how bad it was that day in school. And what happened was, we all said, we're not going home. So the mammies and daddies, they couldn't be contacted because there was no phones.
Yeah, there's no phone. Didn't you say the electricity went?
Yeah, so we just assumed then, right? Do you know what we did?
What?
We just assumed.
What does that mean?
Sorry, Mammy, they they understood that we weren't going to go home. So we said, right, we better get some food. So one of the teachers was the home economics teacher, and she was able to get all the pots and pans and all the vegetables. So we made up a big vegetable soup, and we made up lovely fresh brown bread, and we had butter, and we were able to have soup and bread and butter. That's always a nice thing. And everyone had and then one of the things that happened was there was a sports day on, and there were loads of cans of Coke and crisps and bars of chocolate that were left over that weren't used. So the old principal didn't want to open them, and we said, will you open them up, sir, will you? So there were actually slabs of cans of Coke in the freezer, cool cans, you know, like can of Coke, and it'd be cold when you touch it. And then there was packs of crisps, there was cheese and onion, salt and vinegar, and prawn cocktail. And then there were bars of dairy milk, not dairy milk bars, and there was Whispers, and there was Crunchies.
Nanny's favourite.
And there was, what do you call them as well? Freddos, all loads of Freddos. There's all Champs, all the Mother Yolks.
Jaws.
Chewing Kit Kats as well, yeah. Mars bars, Snickers.
Maltesers.
Yeah, Maltesers, yeah.
Malteser
So lads,
bars,
we ate loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. And we had games and a bit of crack that night. And then next day we all woke up. We woke up, because we had blankets and coats and all that. We made mattresses on the floor. And the next day when we woke up, the storm was gone and we could all go home. But the school had been so badly damaged, we were off school for 2 weeks as well. So it was mental.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I was
off for 2 weeks. We'd be off for about 2 years.
No, for 2 weeks. Or done all the bits and pieces, fixed them up.
everything that
The end.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's all of it. The village were very fast at that back then, Nellie.